Morning everyone, it's Rachel here and we are going to do work in the journal. So let's just recap what happened yesterday. So put two pockets in there, little attachment up here, side tuck here. I might put a bit more glue under there, and we have a pocket there, little embellishment there. I put this flip out, excuse me, here. Move those out of the way, don't need them. I've been procrastinating all morning. So this is procrastination at its best. I've sat here for the last probably hour and I've been fussy cutting. So that's what I do when I procrastinate. Things that I shouldn't be doing, like I should be doing because I need them, but I should have been working on the journal. Oh, and I think that's going to go right there. And now this one had little loopy bits with white under there, and I just snipped it off. One of them I cut out properly, and sometimes I just snip them off because I like that look as well. So we don't want to put pockets on every page because then you need to fill the pockets. And it's not that I have a problem with filling the pockets because I like making all of the ephemera and putting the things in, but it will just make it so bulky that you couldn't manage it. So I'm going to put that there like that. And I love the colors together. That just happened. As I said, we will come back and revisit. I'm not going to cover this. Someone might like to do writing. They might like to attach, although that's just a beautiful page. I don't know whether you want to write on that. Maybe on the reverse side. Then we've got another pocket. At the moment, I'm doing, how many? No, I haven't got a few. There's a few pages with no pockets. So I just want to keep it under control because we're not even halfway yet through it. We've got a long way to go. So I think I may come back and revisit that page. If I can't decide what I want to do, then I just come back and revisit. Now this is a borderline, no, this is a rag paper. It's a neater rag paper than some of these other ones. It's kind of narrow, so I'm just wondering, I've got a piece of fabric here. I'd like to do a fabric pocket, but I might do that soon. I'm thinking here, maybe we could have some sort of tuck. Now that noise that you can hear, that's my printer. I've got madly printing. I'm printing off, that would be super pretty as just a little corner tuck. So what I might do is I'm going to glue it. I snipped off all of the difficult bits on that too. I'm very naughty. I just snip it all off. Now this one too, I think I printed it on my Epson, so it's not quite as vibrant as the others. However, I will still use it because it's soft and pretty. And I'm just going to glue it on here. Just grab I have a dry wet one here somewhere. I have tied it up as well. That's what I also do when I procrastinate. So maybe I should procrastinate more often so then it's tidy. Anyway, oh, I should say, how is everybody? I hope you're well. So we got up at the crack of dawn today as I put my fabric scissors on the other table so I don't use them. We got up at the crack of dawn. The other day, I've lost my big scissors now. Would you believe it? The printer stopped, so it's finished, but I'll leave the things there. I'll just put this back over here. Give you a tap just in case you're not in focus. What do I do with the scissors now? I was just using them. For heaven's sake. Good thing I've got another pair. I love my big black scissors. You know what it is? I've noticed because I have other scissors in the other room. That I use, like, you know, when I'm packaging orders, oh my gosh, I can't get my words out. I'm going to leave a little bit of this showing actually. You know, when I'm packaging orders, cut up tags and stuff like that. And I noticed I have a blue pair that's lighter that we sort of have in the desk drawer. And then I have like a little, you know, those little IKEA, you know how you can get their plastic boxes, and then they have one that has a tray that's got compartments, but no lid. I've got one of those, and I put all my, you know, shipping label things that I have to put on, and all, you know, all my shipping paraphernalia in there, sticky tape and pens, and I have a pair of scissors and what have you, thank you cards, and those scissors are really heavy, And I've tried cutting out my tags when I'm doing the thank you tags, and with those scissors, and then the lighter, they're both big pairs, but the lighter pair that I have in the desk, and I prefer the heavier pair. So I think what it is about scissors is how is the weight in your hands? How do you feel about that? I love that. How do you feel about it? So yeah, so I do tend to really enjoy the big scissors, especially for cutting straight lines and things. I will use little ones when I have to do more intricate cutting, but the big ones, I'm going to go across here like this. Okay, and I'm going to glue that there, and I'm very happy with that. It doesn't cover the lovely page. It creates a tuck spot where we can create something to put in there and have extra writing space, and we still see the lovely page. Now, I am going to be, paper clipping. Is that what you say? Yeah, things in as well. So I don't want to cover everything. I have this lovely page here. I think we'll just move on. Now here, this is a gorgeous page with writing on it, and I think I may put a little pocket here. Oh, and I'm thinking these colours. Oh, now that's going to be nice, isn't it? So what I'd want to do is, because this is a bit of a, isn't it gorgeous fabric? It's a bit of a fraying fabric. I'm wondering, I kind of like those little flowers. Maybe I'll just fold. I don't want to lose the brown flowers either. I'm being a fusspot. I think I'll just fold it down a teeny tiny bit. So just bear with me 1 second. I'll just grab any random needle. This is a big whopper of a needle. And I'm going to stitch. I'm going to hem it because I don't want it like fraying everywhere, because the top bit's not going to be glued. Okay. Let's put the scissors on there so it's not annoying us. Just sort of crease it. So yes, I was saying, we got up at the crack of dawn today. I might just go over the edge like this a little bit. And then I'm going to come across here. And I'm going to do little teeny tiny stitches to hem it. Because Lulu has gone off to room. So it's her first time really going anywhere far from home without us. And she, honestly, she gets so anxious. I'm like, you should be so excited. You've wanted to go on a stay away school excursion ever since you started middle school. And you seem to have forgotten that. But I think during COVID, she had too much time on her hands. Like, even though they were doing school, they didn't go to school for nearly 2 years. And I think what it did, she started having, she was watching too many things were popping up on her thing, like young girls saying about illnesses and this and that and terrible things happening. And she was not, obviously being with us, but mostly with her own company, because she sort of hung out in her room all the time. Her anxiety levels have gone up, and her capability of reasoning and being sensible seemed to be, I mean, she's a very sensible girl in the sense that she, she's not, doesn't do anything silly, but she's not able to sort of rationalize her fears. We all have fears, like I have fears, and I've always been a worrywart. I've gotten better in my old age, and my dad always told me I'd get better in my old age. I mean, gosh, my dad gave me some good advice. When it's a shame when you're young, you're like, yeah. And when you're old, you're like, gosh, that was good advice. It was so true. I mean, and you can tell your kids, but they're like, they have to live it, don't they? But anyway, so I feel like it's going to be a good experience for her. I hope so. I hope it's going to be positive, and that I said to her sometimes, it happens to me, and I don't always cope well with things. I really don't. Like, I can't cope with the consequences of giving people the bird, when they do crazy things on the road. So, as my mother-in-law pointed out, so whilst she was laughing at me. So yeah, so I understand where Lulu's coming from. However, I do feel that hopefully this will be good. I did tell her, because they weren't going to put her in the room. I told you that yesterday, and she was so upset she didn't even want to go on the thing. And she's a bit like me. I don't seem like it, but I'm actually a very shy person. Like, if you try to, that's why I don't go in front of the camera, because I start to stumble and stutter and shake, and I can't do it. Whereas, just talking like this, I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but I don't have anyone sort of looking at me. I don't know. I'm weird like this. That's just how I am. Lulu's a bit the same. She's very shy. She's concerned about having to, create silly things. Like, I'm the same. I'll hold it, but, going to the loo and stuff like that, I would hold it for 4 days. But yeah, aren't they silly things though? But everyone does it. So anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good experience for her, and that she is put in with her friend, but I fear not. I don't know, I have this feeling that I may get a tearful phone call if she has the opportunity to give me a tearful phone call this afternoon or this evening. But I did tell her it's done for a reason, and she really needs to go with it. She needs to get a grip and go with it. It's, his reasoning for doing it is fair enough, but on the other side, I wish that she could be with her friend. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, I've got this little overhanging bit here, and I'm feeling like maybe I think I'm going to just put a little piece of this paper here. And then I think I don't know that the stapler will go through, but I'd like to staple something. I love my stapler. I love it with the, with the copper staples. And the thing I like about these journals too is they lend themselves to I think also other journals as well. I just particularly like putting in, sort of black and white images from, I had to rip that off, from old art books and art images. And I have these that were in a book that I kept, the ones that I liked the most. These sorts of things that could be a nice writing space, so we might embellish up a couple of those and slip those into pockets. I like putting those sorts of things in these books. So put that there because I like it with these colours. Oh, and that is left over. I just printed double-sided printed the envelopes. Where have I put them? I had them here. This is crazy. Where have they gone? They were here on the table. I've got some fabrics in case I need to do any more. These are, oh well, that's not old, but these are very old. I think these kind of, it's like a linen. I think it's very old, like from the 1800s. This might be 18, that one. They're the lining, they were the lining of things. And I got them from my lady in, there's a lady in Florence. I would send people there, but she doesn't have any more. She literally brought from her home what she had, and I bought it all. Like, it wasn't that much, but she didn't have that much, but I bought it. So that's why I don't, people ask me. I send them to that place, but she doesn't necessarily have that sort of stuff. I don't know where I put my printed envelopes. I just printed them. This is ridiculous. They're here somewhere. This is just crazy. They were there, and I moved them. They were over here. I did move them. Are they under all these printouts that I just put here? But I just kind of flipped through and I didn't see any. Oh, here they are. They are there. They're in between. See, I just printed out all of these. Why was I telling you that? Oh, that's why, because I had that paper. So that one, no, that one I didn't print out. That one's printed on newsprint. I really like that. So I'm going to make that into an envelope. Or just folded. Let me show you how you fold this one. I said I would do that. One of these has that paper on the back. Which one is it? That one. A couple of them do, because I know that just that one maybe. There. It's got that on the inside. So to fold these, what you do is I don't need that one. You fold them in like this. So my instructions to my daughter, I don't know if I told you what they were yesterday in Rome. I said, I want to know your favourite church. Excuse me if I'm repeating myself. So they just meet, because it's like one of those telegram-y sort of things. And it folds up like this. There's a faint line here where the pattern changes. You fold it up there. Steph didn't get anything upside down on this one. They're very hard to do. Like, he literally has to do a plain printout and then put markings. See that little stamp there? He created that from scratch. And I love it. So they fold up like that. So what you can do is you can leave them like this. I think they're a really nice little, you can put something in them. You can put something in there and in there if you want to. But they're like you can open up and there's quite a big writing space there. And then if you want to, you can tuck that in there. That's how you can close it. It will stay closed. See, look at that. How cool is that? See, I'll probably put something little in there and pin it somewhere. So there we go. There's a little sidetrack. Just got sidetracked a little bit. Now here, I don't think I want to put anything on there. I could. Like, I could glue something on there. Something like that, or I don't know. That's pretty. I might glue that on there. I'll get my where's my sloppy glue? Here. This one. Put lots, because the lots will come off, you see. That's what I want. Oh, so much. Oh, I can't tell you the amount of glue. There's so much glue on there. That will not go anywhere, I can tell you. I'm going to take a little bit off because that's way too much. It's oozing out. Put that. Oh, I don't know why they made them like that. Like, even the kids couldn't use that glue if it, in that state. They would struggle to use it. I really like that. And that page is done. And then, you know, as I said, with these, you can put a little stitch here and slip a little stitch. I'll just show you, actually. I'll just do it, even though it might not need it. And it's still wet. I'll just show you what I mean. You will have a little knot. Actually, you can slide your knot underneath. I've got sticky fingers too. I don't like... Oh, no, I just dropped my labels and thing behind the thing here. Oh, that's a disaster. They'll all fall out. I better not forget they're there. I'll be searching for them like a crazy person. Okay. Got the glue off my fingers more or less. And so I just put a little knot in the end. And so I could just slide under here, like so. Tuck my knot under there. And I can just put a few little stitches. You will be able to see them on this side. You could do it with a, you know, contrasting embroidery floss if you want to. I just do it with this. And that, maybe not go through too many times. Actually, I might knot it on this side because I can catch the fabric. Whoops, unthreaded. So we don't want to, I should really wait till it dries because I can be ripping the paper. Although that paper there was doubled up, but the other side is not. You just go through there and you knot it. And it probably won't go anywhere because the glue's wet. And so it'll just stick in, it'll glue in there. You could do it on the four corners, which is, to me, in my opinion, it's where really your pressure points are. These are the biggest pressure points, I think, here. So here I would do the same. Just slide in there. Yes, this one needs a bit more. And I could even go over the edge here. Now this is a bit more fiddly because I'm near the center of the book. And I'm only going to go through once because I don't want to tear my paper. Just pull it carefully and then make sure it's tight and then knot it. Go through. I went through again. Go through multiple times and knot it. There we go, it's knotted. And it does hold. Well, it should hold. If it didn't hold, you can put more in. You can put more glue. It's not the end of the world. Okay, I'll stick that back in there. We might need it again. And that is stitched there. And you get the nice little, very faint effect of the stitching. Okay, some lovely writing pages here, but we could put a little embellishment on one of them. So I also do want to add some, what are they called, some tabby sort of things on some of the pages. I do keep saying that, but I'm only repeating it because I'm reminding myself. I think that is gorgeous. That's just going to glue up there. That's one of my favorite pieces, that one. Cut that little bit off. Let's see if there's a few. There's always room for improvement with the fussy cutting, but I don't do perfect fussy cutting. I don't worry about it because once you look down, it's really not that bad. I might just snip off a few little bits that might sort of bother me. Now, look at the amount of glue that came out onto there. Right, now I had something else to tell you. What else did I? Oh, I know. So my sister's heading back. I think she's getting on the plane today to go back to Oz from New York, and long flight. And so anyway, someone asked, was there anywhere they could go and see the boys playing? They had a few official things that they did, like they were invited to I think it was the Tartan Parade, is it called, in New York? They did that yesterday. No, not yesterday, the day before. Yesterday they did crazy shopping. They went to some big outlet and did some crazy shopping is what they did. And I think my sister she rang me. She was grinning from ear to ear. She couldn't wait. So I'm going to skip a few pages because I can always come back and revisit. Okay, so yes, so they did that. They did the Tartan Parade. I think it was not yesterday, the day before. Some of you guys might know what that is. My sisters seem to think, oh, I like that. My sisters seem to think they might be on Good Morning America this morning. So I don't know. But there is a video on YouTube. Someone's put a video of YouTube because they did a, in inverted commas, flash mob in Central Station. And there is a video of it on YouTube. So I will put the link in the description box. Anybody who wants to see what the boys were getting up to. And my nephew is the very tall one that, so the pipers come in and then the drummers, the rat-a-tat-tat drummers come in. It's really cool. And hundreds of people stopped to watch, which my sister said was amazing. And then the big drum comes in. There's a big drum. That's my nephew. He's very tall. He I don't know if he's already 6 foot. He's very tall. And then the drummers come in. They're the ones that fling the pom-poms up in the air. I love them. They go and that flings up, and then they go bang bang, and they fling it up. I love it. Sorry if I'm making you feel sick. I just love them. Stefano thinks that I'm totally weird. He's like, why do you like, I'm like, I don't particularly love the sound of the bagpipes. I just love the tradition of it. I think I grew up with it. My brother was he played my older brother played the bagpipes. I remember trying to get sound to, trying to have a go and get the sound to come out of it, and it just I couldn't get it to make any noise. I thought my cheeks were going to explode, and no noise came out of it whatsoever. So I don't know how those boys do that. It's really, really hard. So I think I appreciate that side of it as well. It's a very tough instrument to play. And the drumming, I mean, the coordination that they must have to do that drumming is just beyond me. Now I'm feeling like this page might skip that one. I might do it here. This page might like a little bit of some sort of pocket done with a lace, maybe. Or, I've got, no, maybe that's a nice piece to stitch. I'm just looking to see what I could do. Oh, maybe a little piece of this. It's so lovely. Yes, I think that is very pretty there. I could do it the other way. Let me just cut it. I don't mind if it's longer than the page. Interesting. I think it's the wrong way too. Yeah, so you can see it on YouTube. I'm going to put it that way and have the straight bit there. And I am going to glue it, but it will struggle to glue, I think. But we'll try. So about there. As you know, I eyeball where to put the glue. I may come in and put a few stitches afterwards when it's dry. I don't think it's a good idea to stitch your pages so much when they're wet, because they will rip. They will do a ripperoo. Put that there. Pull it just so it's going to overhang, and that is fine. And I probably, as I said, will come back and do a bit of stitching on that one. Hand stitching. No machine stitching in this. Oh, why are you curling? There we go. You just stay like that and stick. And then we'll see how you go when it's done. Okay, that's going to make that nice and floppy and heavy. So let's keep on going. And now we're in the center of the book. And oh, isn't that pretty? I think this is going to call for some sort of plastery thing, maybe there or there, maybe on this side. So I'm going to keep on moving. I'm not going to put anything there. And we may put a little embellishment. I mean, I've been trying to put that butterfly somewhere for a long time, haven't I? She's already in there, so we don't want her again. This one I need to print smaller. I could put it on. It's going to be too much. I could have put it on as a tab, but I don't think it's going to work. Put that there. Of course, this could be a writing page, so I don't want to cover it up too much. Let's have a look at a few things. I think I like that little pop of colour, and I might, in this case, I might centre it. So yeah, I'll remember to put the link in the video. And they only let them play, they only played 2 songs, and then the police, Sarah said the police just walked past and just looked at them and didn't care. I mean, they're only schoolboys, for heaven's sake. And then, but then an employee was sent to tell them to move on, because they obviously don't like the crowd gathering there. Maybe it's a security sort of issue, but they didn't like the crowd being there. So they moved them on, but they didn't care. That they went to Bryant Park, and I'm sure Sarah will have a lot to say about it when she gets back. So I won't tell it all. And well, I don't know it all, so I can't tell it all. So anyway, now I did print up some of my other. I do have my the new kit, the ephemera kit. I didn't call it a Victorian kit because it wasn't all Victorian. Let me just pull out let's see what's in there, because I can't remember. Here it is, where all the bits and pieces are in the ephemera kit, and just see if there's anything here that I might like to put. I'm feeling like making a dingle dangle of the ephemera type of dingle dangle. Just to clarify that, because I know how it sounds. Oh, and I love that. That's going to go somewhere. Right, so I'm just going to tear this. Where's my tearer? Here. I did stick that one there somewhere. That one's already in it. Okay, just to be sure. I might put, no, I'm going to do this beige one. But going back to my daughter, she does need to learn to travel. if I think about it, you know, I went off and did a trip to Europe with my best friend when I was, well, I was a little bit older than Lulu. I'm going to glue that on there. Did I keep that other piece? I did. I can glue it onto here. I did, you know, like my dad just put me on the plane and off I went. And I was 18. I was like 18 3/4. So, you know, I went in December, and in February I was turning, maybe a bit more than 3/4. I was turning 18, 19 sort of thing. So, and some of the, well, no, I didn't know people everywhere, but a couple of places we did. You know, my parents' friends and stuff like that. So we did have, you know, people that could look after us if something happened. But I don't know if I could put Lulu on the plane like that. I don't think she would go. I said to her, what if we don't wake up and you don't get on the train? I said, you'll have to get the train down there by yourself. I would never do that. I would drive her. It's very far. It's like 4 hours, so I wouldn't drive her, but she'd have to miss out. But she said, oh, I wouldn't do that, Mum. I would not catch the train down there by myself. I think I'm going to use a piece of this fabric, just a strip. So I'm not doing a very good job of having an independent daughter, I don't think. And her prof knows that she's anxious, and he said to me this morning, but she's travelled all over the world. And I said, she has, but she's done it with us. She hasn't done it by herself. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good experience for her. And if she gets into the University of Florence, she's going to do architecture there, so she is going to have to go and live by herself. And she wants to do it. She wants to do it, and she doesn't want to do it. She's kind of funny. But she has to do it, because isn't that pretty? I'm going to grab a pin. You know, one of these garment pins. Oh, look, I'll just grab any color. And I'm thinking I may put an eyelet in there, because I think I might even reinforce the page with a bit of paper. I might just glue down, I'll glue down a scrap. I'll just tear it so it's nice and torn. I might tear it all the way around, actually, because that's a nice edge there. I don't want to have straight edges there. I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to punch. May look silly because I didn't audition, did I? I just went for it. I'm just going to glue that there where I want to put the eyelet. Oh, I have to remember that because Steffi is not going to pick up Lulu today, that I'm not going to use, I like these mustard yellow ones, because he's not collecting her today, that he will be home earlier. So I need to remember that, because I have to have lunch ready. So let's just push this over here, and I have to use the big one. So I will go and photograph a few of the things that we've done. I'm going to have it up there. And then I need this. Put that in there. There we go. And so this dingle dangle is not going to hurt. It's not going, and I'm going to push that through. Oh, I didn't actually, I wanted to put a bit of writing paper on the back of that, just in case someone wanted to write some notes. I did want to have that with something on the back, and I can put this, which is super pretty. So one of the, well, actually, yeah, one of the antique dealers this weekend was telling me that in Mantova on the 20th, I think the 20th of May, there is a big book, sort of, they sell the books and everything. He said they're going to be there, but he said they take their more important books up there. It's going to be, you know, expensive. So, but he said it's really beautiful. Like the books that you see are something else. I'm talking about, you know, really old books and with illustrations and stuff that cost the bomb sort of thing. So even my one, they do a book. There's sometimes book specials, and the books cost thousands of euro, but they are stunning. I'll never own one. And you know, if you were to own one, sometimes when they love showing you them. Some of them are not so nice. I need to poke a hole. But the ones that are nice, they just love you to show an interest in their book, even though they know you're probably not going to buy it because it costs 7,000 euro. But they're like books from the 1500s. Like there was one that we once, this gentleman flipped through the pages. I'm just going to use the book all to poke a hole. And it cost I think that one was 4,000. It was huge, like from me to the wall, so about 90 centimeters, probably a yard. That's how big it was. Not a yard. What am I saying? Not a yard. Yes, a yard. Yeah, that's what it was. It was a big book, and it had beautiful hand illustrations, architectural hand illustrations. And I said to Marie, "Oh, wouldn't Steph love that?" And anyway, she's not afraid. I won't ask the price because I'm too shy. But she asked the price, and it was 4,000 euro. And we're like, But the gentleman put gloves on when he was showing us the book, and I'm like, you couldn't even own one of them. You'd have to have the right place to keep it. I love that. Okay, so I think I'll stop here today because I've just remembered I do have to go and prepare lunch for the husband. So I better get cracking. So let's just quickly recap. Got that there. It does sort of start to come together as you go along. Sort of think, oh, what will I do? And don't know what to do. And then it does come together. Got lots of tucks, lots of places to add writing spots. Of course, you can write on those pages. Quite often people watch these videos and they're like, where do you write on that? Well, that's why we put pockets. So we put things in that can be written on. And these pages can definitely be written on. Lots of these. Obviously not like you're not going to go and write in there. I don't know whether I would write on here. I'd probably maybe stick something, like if you had a beautiful old little something, like, you know, one of these things, like a real old one, I would stick it down on there and just enjoy that. And you could write on there. I would probably write on this page, not in a pen that goes through onto the other side. I don't know. But all of these pages are writable. Look, that's stuck down quite well. I'm not going to mess with it. It's not quite dry yet. And then I'll see if I need to put a couple of stitches there. I might put one in the middle and a couple there. Come back and visit that. And then I didn't do anything in here yet. Love the colour of that with this gorgeous paper. And then here, makes it a bit of a heavy page, but that's okay. We've put this dingle dangle there. And I may clip something on the other side. So that's that. And that can be taken off. You could take that off and use it. So we're getting there with this one. We're on to the other side. But as you can see, it does take a while. So I'll do a little bit more off camera, I think. And then I better start working on the other one as well. So I'll do similar things through the other one. And then I'll be able to show you in the next video, which will be, or it'll be, if I have time, I'll do it on, no, I may not do it on a video on Thursday. I don't know. It might be on the weekend. That will give me a bit of time to get cracking, because it does take a long time and I can't do it all on camera. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully tomorrow when I do what's in my box, I'll have some updates on Madame Lulu. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.